He was the Redbeard who terrorized Europe, but his story began in chains. Khizr, born in 1478, he was a Greek fisherman's son, dreaming of Ottoman glory. At 12, slavers took him, but Khizr swore, "One day I'll command these seas." By 16, he turned slave ships into his first fleet. The legend of Barbarossa began. With his brother Orus, he carved a pirate kingdom and declared war on Spain. Tragedy carved its mark in blood. Oruch, his brother, fell, but from his death rose Hayreddin, reborn as Barbarossa, the Sultan's unyielding sword. The Ottomans saw his genius. At 30, he became Capudan Pasha, Supreme Naval Commander. In 1519, he turned Algiers into his fortress and Spain's worst nightmare. To Europe, he was a monster. To the oppressed, a liberator.
Thank you for saving us.
As long as I breathe, no tyrant will touch you again.
Hang that pirate's head in Rome.
Kings offered fortunes for his death, but Barbarossa laughed.
The sea bows only to me.
By 35, he ruled the Mediterranean, but his greatest conquest? An empire's fear. In 1534, he dared the impossible. Sack Rome's doorstep and humiliate an emperor. By 1534, Europe understood a brutal truth. You don't besiege Barbarossa, you only pray to survive him. Suleiman named him Sultan of Algiers, the only pirate king to rule an empire. His goal? Humiliate the Roman Empire, starting with its backyard. In 1534, he sacked Italy's coast, 20,000 enslaved. Europe screamed, "The Turk is at our gates." The Pope begged kings to unite. Charles V answered, "Build a crusade and kill the Red Devil." He turned Europe's tech against them, outgunning, outthinking, outraging his foes.
They had steel, we had fire.
European powers stormed shores, plundering cities, enslaving thousands. Facing annihilation, Sayyida al-Hurra and Barbarossa chose alliance, a pact born from fire and fury. Their fleets struck back, carving a new order in a sea once ruled by invaders. In 1535, 60,000 invaders besieged Tunis. Barbarossa's response?
Let them come and drown.
He lost Tunis, but saved 70,000 souls. To him, people were the prize. He mocked kings by enslaving their nobles. Charles V's rage funded his legend.
Your crown won't save you here. Take the oar.
Even France's king knelt to him. Better Barbarossa's ally than his prey, he said. By 1536, his fleet ruled the Mediterranean, but his deadliest weapon was not cannon or sword, it was fear itself. In 1537, he struck Venice and dared the unthinkable, sack the Eternal City.
Let Rome hear the roar of the sea.
Europe's greatest fleet vowed to crush Barbarossa, but the sea had other plans. These winds are no curse, they're our weapon. Let's bury them beneath the waves. Outnumbered 5-1, Barbarossa turned the storm, itself into a weapon. Run to Doria. Tell him I'm coming for his throne at sea. Preveza was not a battle, it was a reckoning. 60 ships lost, 3,000 men captured, and Barbarossa untouched. They came with pride and power. But the sea and fate were against them. With one brutal blow, he broke their wings. Now, he thundered, let the sea drink. To his men, he was Hayreddin, goodness of faith. To Europe, the devil with a red beard. At 60, Barbarossa ruled the seas, but his final war against time itself. When he heard whispers of peace between Suleiman and Charles V, Barbarossa took up his pen. He warned the Sultan, do not trust a wounded emperor. Charles has nothing left but revenge. Barbarossa had retired, but the sea hadn't. Europe came to crush him, and was broken instead. In his final years, Barbarossa traded swords for scrolls, but the sea never released him. He'd outlived kings, empires, even his own body, but legends don't retire, they ascend.
I am the storm.
His memoirs became more than a record. They were a guide for rebels, warriors, and those who refused to kneel.
Let them fear my name forever.
At 68, the Sultan of the Seas closed his eyes, and the Mediterranean wept. Suleiman himself carried his coffin. The sea is orphaned, he mourned. But Barbarossa's soul, already raiding heaven. Centuries later, his tactics fueled the golden age of piracy. Blackbeard studied him. Drake feared him. His heirs ruled the waves. Turgut Reis, Uluj Ali, they carried his sword and his rage. Empires rose and fell, but his shadow lingered. A ghost fleet in every conqueror's nightmare. Centuries later, his name still sailed with defiance. To the oppressed, Barbarossa meant one thing, resistance. Today, Turkey's navy sails in his wake. His code? Victory or Valhalla. Sailors still whisper, Barbarossa returns when empires grow arrogant.
Who dares doubt me?
He wasn't just a pirate, he was a symbol. The sea remembers, and so do those he fought for. Discover more untold stories from history, the heroes who changed the world but remain unsung.